Welcome back. One of the things we're going to start to talk about in this segment are the festivals that we've been referring to all evening long. During our last segment of the evening, we invite you to call in. We'd love to talk to you and hear some of your thoughts. If you've been to a festival and you have some ideas, we'd love to hear from you. If you had some problems, we'd love to hear from you about that too. Also, please feel free to write into us or email us, because we'd love to hear from you, and we look forward to answering any of your questions or talking to you about different ideas and sharing some good information with you. The first festival we're going to talk about is one that's just passed, and that's Craftwise. We had a great time. It was incredibly relaxed this year for Frank and myself and our kids and Eric, who is also on our staff, and a number of other people.
Most of our staff was relaxed this year.
One of the things that made it a lot more relaxed is that we actually had radios. We had two-way radios, and it worked real well. We didn't have to do all the running, and even though my feet were killing me at the end of the festival, we still did a lot less running than we might have. We had a lot of great authors: Robin Wood, Phyllis Curo, Maya Heath, all of whom you've seen on this program, Gretchen Schork, who's also been a guest, Lori Bruno. Ted Andrews was there, and he had an absolutely wonderful time. Isaac Bonowitz was there. Oh, who else?
Trish
Telesco. Patricia Telesco was there. The folks from Llewellyn, the publishing house, came and brought a bunch of information for everybody, connected with some folks who were writing books, talked to us about writing articles for New World.
I think they gave out the last few witches calendars that were available for the year, too.
Yeah, they did.
About what they had left.
The almanac.
Yes. Yep. Jim saved one for us, which was really wonderful. And we thank Jim Garrison for that. But we all had a really good time. The Merchants Hall was excellent. I know you were in there, in between being on our staff.
I was getting fried in there. There was so much going on. It was absolutely incredible.
We had about 40 merchants, and we had a couple that were not able to show up. And what was absolutely amazing is that people showed up and said, "We happen to bring our stuff. Do you have any extra room?" And the wonderful thing was that Bob Heath was able to say, "I think we have a table someplace. Give me a few minutes."
Bob is one of the people that makes our job much easier. He takes care of our vending room and all the little things that come up. We kind of just plug him in with the floor plan and go, "Here it is, have a good day." We set the tables up, and then he gets everybody situated. And it's nice to have staff that you can just turn things over to, and you don't have to deal with all the little tiny details. It makes the overall picture a lot easier to run.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And speaking of making things a lot easier to run, we would like to extend a very warm and hearty and personal thanks to three people who make it possible, because without them it would not be possible. And those are our three kids, Jesse, Tiff, and Frankie. Jesse and Tiff took care of registration all through the year and at the event. Frankie takes care of organizing the Merchants Hall, helping me lay out all the merchants, figuring out where they're going to go and how many tables everybody needs, and meets them at the loading dock so that they find out how to get to the Merchants Hall. He helps them set up. It's a wonderful thing, and a lot of our merchants are really appreciative of all the efforts that Frankie has put into this. And our speakers and attendees love seeing the smiling faces of Jesse and Tiff at the registration desk when they show up. Bob and Terry Compaglia were big helps. Kevin and Michelle Garrison were wonderful. There's too many people to thank, but we do thank you all. And a big thank you to our producer, Bill Carpenter, because he came to Craftwise and ran videos all day long on Saturday and part of Sunday. And we had videos from Third Eye, and we had videos from Sacred Circle, and people were very interested. And there are some people out there who were not aware that we were doing a cable show and talking to you folks out there. So thank you very much, Bill. We really, really appreciate it.
There were a lot of people who volunteered help over the course of the weekend, and I don't want any of them to feel that they were just shoot off. It's just certain people had certain jobs to do, and if we needed somebody, we drafted them on a moment's notice. Absolutely. And I want to say thank you to everybody who offered help. We've been getting emails, and people are trying to do websites, and people are trying to do a lot of things for us. It's appreciated, and it makes it worthwhile to come back and keep doing this.
It does.
Well,
and on to our next few festivals. What we'd like to say to all of you first is that if you're planning on going to a festival, please pre-register. It makes life easier for the organizers to have an idea of how many people are coming so that they can make arrangements for folks.
Most of these events, the organizers are usually fronting the money until they get really up and running. And it can be a scary thing to be a month away from an event and you've got a camping fee, or you've got a campsite that you have to pay a rental on, or you have insurance money, and everybody comes waltzing in at the door. It's a real scary thing, and it's caused some events to just wither up and go away because people couldn't weather the storm. So if you can get your money in early, usually most of these festivals have an early registration rate where you can save yourself $10, $15, $25 off the rate, and it's a good deal, and it helps everybody out and make sure the festival comes off.
And you really should think about supporting these festivals. Go to one if you can, if that's all you can go to. Pick one and go to it, because it's very important that we all get together, especially now at the turn of the millennium, to share information and connect with other people of like mind. Craftwise in the woods. Okay, we had a lot of people who said, well, you do it in the hotel, but we'd really like an outdoor gathering because we like to be outside. So after listening to that for about 3 years, we said, okay, fine, we'll do it. And we do this at Brushwood, again, because we love the site. It's a wonderful place. The information is on your screen. Please call us. Call us after the show. Give us about an hour to get home, and then you can call us. We'll return your calls tomorrow morning.
Or you can email us.
Or you can email us. Please feel free to email us, fdalton367@aol.com. That address I do know. The next week, immediately following Craftwise in the Woods, is Serious Rising, which is also at Brushwood. It's run by the folks who own Brushwood, by the Barneys, and Roy Jones is their coordinator for the event. They do a lot of hands-on making things at Serious Rising. So you can kind of get the theory at Craftwise in the Woods, and then you can take the theory and apply it at Serious Rising, which is a wonderful idea. We're going to have a real good time. Frank and I are usually there for safety and security. The next event that's going to be
what's up on your screen at the moment, or was the graphics for Starwood.
Okay.
That is the event that follows Serious Rising. It's the week after. What happens is we have Craftwise, Serious, and Starwood. It runs almost the whole month of July.
It's a triple header. It's awesome.
Starwood is really, it's changed a lot over the last couple of years.
Yes, it has.
The first couple of years we were there, it was a all-out party. It was definitely different. It has changed and become a teaching festival. They've actually brought in a lot of good speakers.
Really incredible scheduling.
Yeah, they've planned good lectures. It's really grown up a lot in the last couple of years. And it's nice to see families starting to go to these festivals. That's a real nice thing to see.
And that's a change in our demographics as a community, which is something that we're all taking note of. There's a lot more children coming to festivals. There's a lot more parents and families coming to events. There's a lot more elders coming to outdoor festivals too, because we're able to make them comfortable at the outdoor events. Following that, in a couple of weeks after Starwood, is strictly an all-women's weekend. Teresa Barney has put this together, and it's basically a weekend for women to get together, to talk girl talk, to be pampered, to experience massage and aromatherapy, and do some really wonderful connecting as a group and as a unit within the pagan community. So it's a terrific, terrific weekend. One of the things that I would like to talk about is some stuff that's common to a lot of weekends and a lot of the events that we have. There's entertainment, there's drumming all night long, and there are bonfires, which is a lot of fun. So please remember that these events are going to be happening. These kind of things do go on. Bring your drum. If you don't know how to drum, buy a drum. We'll find somebody to teach you. Because there are plenty of people who are more than willing to teach drum etiquette and drumming to folks, so we can all have a good time. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to take some phone calls. We ran a little long. I'm real sorry, Bill. But please stay with us, and we'll be back very shortly.